Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure to sitting down with Tamara Almeida, star of the Lifetime movie, The Last Woman Who Lived Here.
Mhm.
Join us to delve into Tamara's world and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Tamara, today.
Having me. I'm so thankful. Hello.
Me too. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in The Last Woman Who Lived Here?
Absolutely. Okay, so The Last Woman Who Lived Here is a movie about, well, basically, so I play Charlotte. So Charlotte, who is so she's married to Joel, and we were seeking out a new house, and Charlotte's a little bit particular, didn't really love anything. And then when they were out in like the suburbs, they ended up finding a beautiful home, the first home that Charlotte really loved, me. So then I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And Joel ends up finding out, I didn't know this, that there was a woman who was murdered in this house. So he kind of had this conversation with the real estate agent. Kind of aside from everything else that was happening between him and I. Anyway, so basically, he keeps that to himself, but the mystery starts to kind of unravel because there are so many clues that there was a woman who was murdered in our home. Like so many different things are coming up and everything is falling apart. I start spiraling. And so, without giving everything away, basically, I go on like a bit of a treasure hunt to figure out like what happened here, what's going it's probably not a treasure, but it's like but on a hunt to figure out what happened, where did everything go wrong, who done it, like what is the like what's the resolution that we can kind of arrive at. So Charlotte is like part like private investigator, I feel, part wife. They're also talking about expanding their family, and that creates a lot of its own challenging themes for them. So, yeah, I'm Charlotte, who basically is married to a wonderful husband, not sure if we want to expand our family yet, and then trying to solve a mystery about the last woman who lived in our home, who was clearly murdered. Yeah. Or we don't know for sure. But to me, that's what I think. That's what I think. They keep calling it the murder house. So I'm like, what is this? So yeah, yeah. I hope that
That's
helped.
great. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
Yeah, so I got to audition for this part in the summer of last year.
Oh,
And yeah, it's funny. These things take time. So last August or so, I got this audition, and when I read it, it was a really long audition too. I was like, oh my goodness, which is rare. You don't really have ones that are that long, but it was great. I got to read it with a friend, and it was really exciting. They were actually auditioning for the other part, so we got to like really play, and I really enjoyed that. Like I loved getting to sink my teeth into something that went all over the place. There was like some beautiful intimacy. Obviously, there was a bit of mystery. So when I first read it, I was very excited about it. I thought about it quite a bit until I heard about the project going my way weeks later. So yeah, I guess I got the audition and then I became a little bit obsessed with it just because that's what happens sometimes. You like, there's some that you just think about over and over again. But I love the thought of I'm a big fan of complicated conversations, like going into whether or not I wanted to have a baby or didn't want to have a baby,
yeah,
like that's something that in my own life I thought about. So that really got me. And then also the mystery and the unrelenting pursuit of something, very type A, very me. So it was like those parts felt like it was such a good fit. So I definitely was very excited about the part when it came my way because I was like, ooh, I get to play with something that I feel I know, like a terrain that feels very fertile for play for me. Yeah.
great. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating for the audience?
Hmm. Well, I think so much of it, what I loved about it is the amount of effort we put into the different relationships. So sometimes these movies, we can kind of see formulaically like where it might go. But what's really exciting is that when you have the relationships that you find, like it felt like there were so many different things happening And maybe it's too much. I don't know. I don't think so. But it was really exciting even working on it because um, you just kind of found there was a lot of questioning about like who could it be? You know, like a real mystery of like who could it be? And even with us, like for myself and Joel, like the I guess like the leads of it, it's we're also complicated people. Like we're not necessarily doing the right things at the right time. We're crossing boundaries. We're definitely not thinking about anybody but ourselves sometimes. So I think it was kind of a little bit more um a little bit more complex, you know, and there was a bit more of that darkness that was investigated without being too stressful. So I personally am a bit biased. I think that this one is a really great one to check out because it goes all over the place and there's a lot of really great relationship building and a lot of mystery.
Yeah. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
Oh, okay. So if I'm going to be honest, it was really hard. The cast and crew were amazing, but we all got sick. So it was
Ooh.
a really, yeah, we were sick for weeks, it felt like. So we got sick probably like we had the first week, and then the second week, everybody was sick. And then the third week, everybody was sick. Like we were kind of coming off of it. So, and these shoots are really tight. They move very quickly. So it's like, and we shoot out of sequence. So we would have these moments where it would be like, we're acting, working, and then going and just like clearing our noses or whatever we have to do, coughing, lozenge. Like, I think the crew itself was so incredible. I don't know how we would be able to get something like this project done if it wasn't that everybody was so good at their jobs, because there is an element of autopilot because you're sick slightly. But there's also these time constraints. We had to work, which of course this happens like with any job, everybody gets it. It's like, so much has changed since COVID, really. And they were really careful making sure like we didn't have that. But once we were like, okay, we're in the clear, we can work, you're just fatigued. So our bodies were just tired, as you would be with anything else. But the crew and the cast was so good. It's like we were working, we had 11 days to shoot this. Sam McAdam, who was our director, to me is the reason why we got it all done because she was so kind, so loving, so generous, had such a clear vision, did so much preparation before we even got to set. So she'd be like, okay, can we just have a chat? Like, this is what's happening in the scene. And we came in with our offers that everybody was just so like 10 out of 10 on top of what they did that it made for me anyway, it was such a incredible experience, even though it was challenging on the body for reasons unrelated to the work, you know? So
Yeah,
I loved it. I kind of hold this movie so dear to my heart because it was so um so challenging in a way that it usually isn't. And then the scenes that we were shooting, like some days we were running out of time because it's just so these are big feats. Like we come up against so much. And then there's technical things and other challenges. Again, like it could be hell, it could be anything. And you manage to come together to create and collaborate and just discover together. I don't know, it was such an incredible experience. So I was so happy to work with David Chinchilla, who played my husband, Cindy Sampson, who was amazing, Morgan Kelly, like, and then, our cinematographer, like everybody, the lighting, like everybody was so good at what they did. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking because I could go on forever about how exceptional I thought that crew was and the cast. We're so lucky. Yeah.
that's great. I can see how you loved this work
Yeah.
in particular and your work in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do. And it's so funny because then when I get to talk about it, sometimes I'm like, calm down. But I'm like, that's okay. Being passionate about something, whatever. This is the thing I'm
Yeah.
passionate about. Yeah.
And a little teasing. What
Hmm.
can you tease about your character journey?
Ooh, a little teasing. Okay. Just a little one. Okay, let's see. I think, oof, I think there's a lot of, I think humanity at the forefront and discovering how to be, I think just the discovering of being a better partner, a better um a better member of the community, like
Mhm.
just being less self-involved, even though I think how it starts, it's very self-focused. And then I think as it continues to move without giving anything away, I think when Charlotte starts to really see everything that's happening outside of them, it changes things and it changes them. And so I think that where the movie goes is because it's a big self-discovery journey while also solving this mystery. So that's what I'll say without, that's so vague, but it's what I'll say without saying too much. I'm like a little one, the baby tease.
It's great.
Great. Mhm.
So, the last question about this movie.
Okay.
What was your favorite scene or moment while filming it?
Oh,
If you can say
ah.
it, because
Oh. Favorite. So it's funny because in the while filming it, that's funny. That's a great way of phrasing it because I can look back and be like, you know what? Now that I look at this, this was a really great scene from like my learning, even as an actor or storyteller. But while filming it, without giving too much away, there's a section there where we use stunt doubles, and to be able to sell what the stunt double can do to me from just like a purely technical place. It was so, I kind of can't say what the scene is, I guess, but I will say, oh, so this is not answering your question, but we'll try. Maybe, you know what? Okay, I'm going to answer it in two parts because I'm going to just take it. There's a scene that I loved filming so much because I just learned so much as an actor from how to really embody the technical things somebody else knows how to do. So like trying to match that and meet that moment was so exciting. I remember leaving that night being like, that was a really cool thing that we just did. So I'll just say there's stunts. But the first scene where we're actually looking out at the house and David and I are Joel, we're kind of standing there and we're looking out at the house. I remember feeling the sense of I understand what it is to long for something. There's just something about it that I loved because he was hugging me and also just the complexity of marriage and feeling unsure or relationships, just being like, am I happy? Am I not happy? Is this going to bring me happiness? Is it not? I just remember having this moment where I was enjoying shooting that scene so much because I really felt like I understood. It was like an alchemist, a moment of alchemy
Mhm.
between myself and the character because I was like, wow, this is what it feels like when you really understand something. And I loved that so much. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hmm.
So, the last question, as you
Mhm.
heard it for me, can you tease something about your next projects?
Well, now it's funny. So I'm writing now. And
Ooh,
so, yeah, so I'm very excited. I don't know that, what can I say? I won't say too much. I am writing. It's okay. So two different things. I'm working on a fun little Christmas movie. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm writing a TV show, which is something that I've been working on for so long. And I am so excited because it goes into the sci-fi world. And for me, I've never been hired really on like a sci-fi show like with a bigger character arc. Like I just haven't had that yet, and that's my dream. So I am so like I'm kind of bursting about it because it's starting to take shape. It's starting to come to life. I'm starting to do so much with like developing it. And so hopefully the next time we talk, I can tell you more about it because it'll be coming to life. So yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited about it. Yeah.
are you going to lead the Christmas movie too, or
I
not?
don't know. I don't know. See, that's a great question. I, maybe, probably. Why not? Or maybe I'll get to direct it. This is something that I'm like kind of going back and forth on that it might be really exciting to just get to play. But who knows? It's not there yet. Ask me in a year, you know?
Yeah, amazing. So good
My,
luck. I
I'm so
hope,
thankful again. Thank you.
yeah, me too. And so this is it. Make sure all of you to quote, sorry, the last woman who lived here on Lifetime Channel this Sunday night. And thank you, Tamara, to join us today again.
Thank you so much. Mwah, thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Bye!